Hello and welcome back. My name is Kira and this is Sunless, guys. Well, this is going to be episode 2. We're exploring because we need to get to this close to the mother of mountains. The sky grows cold. Your Cloridon coats and gloves. Okay. I really do like the little floating text that come up. It's really contextualizes like everything, and it's quite lovely. I really do like the aesthetics of this game a lot. I'm trying to make my way northwest to find a place called Avon. I don't know where that is. And because the maps are procedurally generated, so all the locations kind of like all of the maps contain exactly the same locations, but they're all like changed up, so they're all in different places, which I think is quite awesome. So it's like procedurally generated maps. So each playthrough you do will be different. So I have no idea what anything is. So I'm just and I have to try not to like bump into anything because I'll damage my ship. I mean my locomotive, my train. And that's not good. And I also need to make sure that I have enough fuel and supplies to last through this journey that we're taking. Or like be able to find a port to restock if we can. So I hope I stopped clock. Fastidious inspector approaches you in the gallery. Captain, good day. I notice your shift clock has stopped. Perhaps you permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Sure, why not? She gives a grateful flicker of smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back of the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long in the stars is harmful to the temperament. Right, she's fixing the clock, so we can inquire about her work. What does she do? Horological office is where she works. She sniffs. It's of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June on the opposite corner. How is the Empire to function if it cannot agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. Hours trade? What the fuck? Ask about the hours trade. Good. Oh, ours have more use than... Okay, hang on. You've heard the Empress awards her favorites with gifts of years to extend their lives. And then you can become rich mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. What? We can live longer, but mining out... We can mine hours? What the Okay, I'm confused. Oh, hours are more useful than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of... work world, to speed journeys to distant regions, to resolve overcrowding in prisons. Does that mean they just kill people with time? I don't know. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of ours, and now even more have been found in the reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. That would be kind of cool. Discuss the reach. Let's do that. It's an uncouth splendor, but I miss Albion and the steady light of the clockwork sun. The sunless reaches are so misty and quiet, she pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw hours, and enough vegetation grows on them to feed the whole of London, even if some of it is of dubious shape. Not sure about eating things that are of dubious shape. Discuss the suns. What happened to the richest sun? And London has a man-made sun. How did Her Majesty defeat the old... What? You have to defeat the sun? Sunless skies. We warred and we won. It's not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. The sun's made the law, they say. Now Her Majesty makes it. As for the richest sun, she looks through the window and the lightless, stirring mists. I don't know. Do suns grow old? Do they die of natural causes? I think that would probably be better than the alternative, wouldn't it? Ask for news of London. In the city of the Empire lies far off Albion, where man-made sun burns in the sky. Another sun blazed there once before her renewed majesty conquered it. London sits on a coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of this throne of ours, hoping to receive endowment of years. Meanwhile, hard-working civil servants labour to ensure everything runs as it should. There is a touch of archness there. All normal. I miss her, though. There is no city like London in all of the skies, and Albion is very different from the rich, much more civilized. Aww. Well, compliment her skills. Thank you, she says, a small embarrassed silence. Oh well, let's go off. We have work to do. Bid her a good evening. Onwards. By work, I mean trying to figure out where we are and where we need to go. Right. It's dark and peaceful here. The stars are few. You know the stars are basically suns, right? I mean, we know that, yeah? Oh, wow. What is this place? It looks kind of pretty. There's a port thingy there. Let's go and dock. Garden of Insatiable Roses, it says. Ooh, almost bumped into something there. Ooh! I crashed. I totally crashed a little. Can I like reverse into the dock there? Dock. Oh. You're approaching a newly discovered port. This has significantly reduced your terror. Your crew are always thankful to find another place of safety in the skies. However, strange or full of devils and uncovered mushrooms? Right. Like the advice. We only have one officer. We don't have anyone else. Cunningham. This peaceful Carmine Institute was founded by devils from London and dedicated to the betterment of the soul. Botheridge's A Tour of Heaven describes it as a cross between a spa, a sanatorium, and purgatory. She comments its bracing airs. Let's enter it and have a look. Grey stone, the colour of monastery. Attending devils and devilesses dressed in uniform, and an incoming parade of the sick, the friendless, the dying, and those who think their lives would be better if only there was something else. This is Callion, where souls are refined into something more impressive. Right, let's write a port report, because it's always good to have a port report, because we can sell it or something. You take some notes on the pilgrim's journey through Callion, the first port of call its beehives, shaped offices in the center, or more accurately, the long queue leading to it. From there, the infernal attendants directs them to one of the Curian's 7 gardens to undergo penances. They certainly look penitent by the time they emerge. Presumably their souls are much improved, not that you can tell. Right, so we have a report done, which is nice. Oh, there's a commission that we could get here. Let's go and speak to the deviless. That sounds like fun. She's an artisan of souls. Perhaps she can do something with yours. Perhaps she'll just offer you advice. Maybe. Led between the wickerworks. The presiding deviless works in an office shaped like a beehive. A stone and wickerwork building that stands all alone in the middle of Callion's central courtyard. She conducts an intake interview with new patients one by one. After a long line, you reach her at last. Greetings, my lady. How may we stretch, strain, purify and strengthen you now that you have come to Callion? Calliron. I'm confused. Okay, ask her about Calliron. She looks terrifying. She must be used to explaining to newcomers and to those whose memories are attenuated by pain. 7 gardens for 7 sins. We do whatever is necessary to reclaim unsatisfactory soul, she says. She sits back in a chair, and you can imagine her making such a pitch to the princess of hell. For humans, primarily, though we do attend to a few other creatures elsewhere on the Great Chain. They come to us when souls are stained, disused in every kind of sordid condition, and we make them acceptable again. Oh God. Most of these who come to us are volunteers. The rest are beyond the position of being able to volunteer, consigned to Carillon by their families or employers. That is quite terrifying. And after a stay at carry on, what then? Yeah, what then? She looks surprised. Most people go home again, she says. Some find that they're weary of their souls and pass them on to us. We operate on them in slender profit and on what we can get from donations or from sales of penances and forgiveness. She looks at the blank page before her. But what about you? You look sturdy enough to make full use of our services. Are you afraid of needles? What's your view on worms? Which do you fear more, venoms or poisons? She takes down a page or two of all your least favorite things. Lovely. Let's listen to the proposal. Listen, she says. You're free to make use of Carillon. Take a penance or two. Alter your soul. I think you'll find our services very imaginative. There is another matter I would like you to look into. A devil in rose-colored gloves. He used to supervise the Gaslight Terrace. He was removed from that position, but I fear he may still not be entirely aligned with the objectives of Carillon. If you find out anything about him, anything to his disadvantage, bring me the evidence and I'll reward you. Huh. Well, we'll go to the center of Carillon, I guess. That's kinda cool. But you know what, that's not the point. This is actually really, really awesome. Devils! Farewell. Come back if you have any other questions, says the deviless. She's already opened the next file on her desk. Oh, we can't do anything else here. Perhaps not. We're not going to go speak to the deviless again, we've already done that. Travel around Carillon. Visit the Gaslight Terrace. This is the one where the bad demon is, right? Devil is. Your companions are a lady in buttoned cloak and a young male student. They talk amongst themselves in the seasonable warmth and about how the yellowish glow of the lamp does not show blue silks to best effects. Their words are commonplace, and their hands folded and gloved, their opinions supplied by a respectable gazette. You've almost forgotten them even while you are still walking together. The path descends by shallow steps to a broad terrace as crowded as an imperial exhibition. Gain penance of enlightenment, vision, imagination, and the ability to see beyond the nearest convention. That is what the devil is trying to evoke here. Okay, so we'll approach the spineless curate because, like, we have very low chance of getting, like, this enlightenment thing. Right, what happened? He sits in stocks attended by a devilish orderly. At the nearest station, a curate has been shackled into an ordinary pillory. Meet the spineless curate. His eyes beseech you to visit him. You step closer. I've seen something. In this light, it's hard not to see things. A devilish orderly jabs the curate with a needle. At the sight of the jab, the curate's skin grows lavender. Oh my god. I'm not being treated for not believing in God. I've tried everything. Prayer, fasting, long weekends with professional saints. What? There are professional saints? Oh my god, this is insane. I love this. None of it has worked. My sermons were suffering. My bishop complained. And has it helped? I have dreams of snakes and angels, he says. It hasn't made me a mystic. I don't think the devils are real either. Just men with funny eyes, aren't they? The devilish order smiles with extra teeth. The curate needs freeing. At the nearest station, pay the curate's price. We don't have enough of anything to do anything. Leave him to his penance. He's a long ways from being cured. Hang on. I'm gonna try this anyway. Failure. I now have 5+ Terror. Great. A man in naval uniform chiefly aspires to grow flowers in the neater row in the back garden. Until the penitent recovers from its inclination, he has been required to perform amateur bagpipe recital in the presence of infamous critics. Oh my god, that's kind of horrible. As for your punishment, it does not bear speaking of. You don't have the stamina to wait it out. Lovely! I guess that's kind of all we can do. We can't really do anything else. Oh, we can enter the Bell Garden. I actually really like this little area. Turned back, you put your foot on your first step, and the devil blocks you. Those who enter the Bell Garden must be in a proper state of hygiene, my lady. Wouldn't want to make things worse for the poor sufferers. He washes his hands in the fountain. Stopping you must have been grubby work. I've been turned away for impurity. What? In what way am I impure? Fine. How about the checkerboard garden? By the time you make onto the plains of checkerboard, your calves are hurting. So my feet hurt, so I've stopped. Oh. Gain penance. Well, I'm not going to be able to do that. It's too low. Consider the robbery man. He stands at the edge of the board, ignored by the players. Well, let's speak to him. He is surprised that you approached him. He moves to make room for you in case you are merely trying to occupy space. When you speak to him, he offers you a squishy handshake. By various signals, gestures, and directions of his eyes, he indicates that he has come here looking for his place in the world. Ask the robbery man about the devil with the rose-colored gloves. Yeah, let's do that. The robbery man holds up one tentacle. Huh? He has tentacles? Representing the devil with the rose-colored gloves. Then he holds up another tentacle. After a moment, he twists the two together. Are the tentacles meant to be kissing? Is that what it is? When you look blank, the robbery man repeats the pantomime several times. Perhaps the devil has a lover. Perhaps the devil loves the robbery man. Perhaps the devil enjoys exotic forms of dance. This is hilarious. And then we can play chess with him, but we'll just leave him alone. And then I guess we'll go to the other areas. This is so funny. Oh, the White Queen captures you just as you go, but there's no time to look back as the match is in progress. Right. So, Stunted Grove. There is no real gate, but not much of a wall either. There's only a low stone barrier, perhaps a foot tall, easy to step over. The thorn bushes grow thorns an inch or more long. There are paths between them, but it's hard to pass by without tearing one's clothes. The devils who work here have scratches on their forearms, so they do not seem to mind. There is not a single comfortable place to sit. Approach the professional penitent. She is seated on a stool eating a vast quantity of sorbet. How is a Oh my god, I want sorbet. She collects penances for other people, okay. Well, let's speak to her. Quantities of sorbet. The penitent is seated on a stool, eating from an enormous barrel of violet sorbet. There is enough to supply a carnival. The penitent's lips are blue, her fingers are sticky, there are purple smears on her frock. Wasps are taking interest on the side of her face. Ugh. When you come over, she puts down her spoon long enough to greet you. I'm here on behalf of a viscountess who doesn't love her children. She's waiting back in London for me to deliver her penance. Pointedly, the supervising devil sets another long handled spoon at her elbow. Ask the penitent about the devil. Oh, yes. She smiles reminiscently when you describe the devil in question. I know him, she says. I've been coming here a long time in my line of work. He used to be very highly placed, you know. Then the presiding deviless caught him pinching supplies from the storehouse and gave him a demotion. Now he performs fewer of the lesser punishments, some light work pitchforking, a little work with a hot poker, but it's hard to season in it. Devils don't sit long at anything. Lovely. We learned something. Now we can leave. The ordeal, 16% of chance. Like, we literally have, like, no chances of getting any of these penances. Though I'm not sure if we want to gain them, because, like, they don't sound like they're very pleasant things. We've got the Sand Garden next, I think. Okay. Carolyn's broken. It descends into a tunnel. Carved over the mouth of the tunnels are symbols of death, a skull, a frail, a fly on its back. The air is cold. The sand crunches underfoot. You embrace danger. You have come this way because of the darkness, not in spite of it. You will not be deterred, not by fear, not by cold, not by hesitation or anxiety. You have chosen a way forward, that is all. Yeah, I will not be deterred. In the pure blackness you walk into a column of stone. No, more than a column, a divide where the path goes left or right. You will choose a way without reason. There is nothing here to determine which is best. The devils call this place a garden in jest. It is barren sand under the rest of Carillon, not served by any sunlight. The sand is coarse and itchy, the air dry and overhot. One feels hungry, thirsty, and even a bit faint just standing here. The penitents here are mostly fierce, burly types, some of them scarred, one of them 11% of chance. Okay. Let's talk to the penitent ape. Because why not? We've employed a bat. He collects human souls and now he's here to cultivate them. Assist the ape? Nonsensical chatter. He tells you in a low mutter the souls was a gambler but a good one, able to remember odds and figures, fast assessing the opponent's bluff. Took bets where he shouldn't, calculated the odds of dying in a knife bite, and decided he didn't mind a 10% risk if the pot was large enough. A good soul, but he'd be better one if he could be coaxed post-mortem into a little bit more sense of mortality. That would make it more poignant, at least so you gather. That it does not use words like poignant, but you take its meaning. I can't ask him about the thing, so I guess we have to go back and go to another area and see about... We've done the sand garden, now it's a glass one. Terrace of the glass statues. The path is a mirrored labyrinth. Entry is forbidden to those who are not already afflicted with a flickering soul. No one else on the passage of the terrace will admit that they know where they're going. What a curious figure, says an old man, pointing at his own reflection. He is hoping there aren't any other clowns of that nature where we're going, eh? He jabs you in the rib with his elbow. Fail to see your reflection anywhere. The mirrors are such an odd angle anyway. Regard your reflection with distaste. The mirror has it wrong. It smoothed out your features, made you ordinary. Admire your reflection, which is handsomer than usual. Why have you never noticed the brilliance of your eyes? I'm going to go with... regard your reflection with distaste. You turn your head away. It's the same reflection ahead of you, though. Now a whole group of them. So many false yous that you could crew a battleship. Stand in front of you as one of the statues that will melt you into your pose. It will look you in the eye. Its face will be your face, minus the marks of character. It will still be transparent. Here the devils treat flatterers, the excessively malleable, and those who do not know themselves at all. Let's speak to the grim penitent. Let's talk to him. He has no energy at all. He's got black circles. He lifts his eyes where you sit yourself. It takes time to get him to speak. He finds the effort of conversation very hard going. For the first few exchanges, he confines himself to the weather in Carillon. But finally he tells you why he's here. Too many years I've lived on the other side of the mirror, he says. So long that I forgot everything but the place and its ways, where is and is. Where eyes and eyes not change places? I took a companion and endured his not love. It took me a long time to recognize it for what it was. Right, that sounds really sad. Okay, so we have like as much as I would love to be able to do what I want to do with the thingy, I just don't have enough of anything to be able to actually like do anything. So I'm gonna leave. As much as that, hang on, but is there shops here? Oh, there's a shop. Ministry approved. No, that does not help me. I don't need supplies. Gourd of Crystal nectar. No, I don't need that either. I'm going to leave. Oh, so those are the gardens that we were at before. That's kind of awesome. Right, we need to go, like, more that way. I don't want to bump into a wall. Or, like, totally break apart. The ship is fragile, you know? Alright, we're gonna keep going this way. See what happens. I do really, really love the noise of my locomotive. Can you hear the chuck, 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 chuck? It's so cute. Alright, I'm going to send out my bat, see if you can find anything. You prod your bat, it begrudgingly admits finding something. I don't think the bat and I have a good Oh, no, 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 Maruda. Oh god. Woohoo! I have learned from my experience of destroying another ship. Go me. Let's loot the damn thing. Board the defeated marauder! The crew of the marauder lie dead in the corridor, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk Eye stared back from every wall. Where he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them with his fingernails. Little remains of them but bloody oh god. Bloody stumps. Seen this before, Captain, says a crew member, grasping your arm. Sky madness. Magdalenes can treat it if you can be able to take the poor sod. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take him. I don't know where. We have to go to Magdalene's anyway, right? So we might as well take him. We can loot the hold, or we can strip the engine for materials. Given our hull situation, I think that's what we should do. Let's repair the hull. I need to really get better at the combat thing, honestly. Is this like something grave? Great. Investigate. An abandoned signal box. Windows cracks have accreted a feeling of moss green dust. Once white paint is yellowed and peeling. The signal box possesses a faded dignity, like a beleaguered butler. It was designed with pride to be a part of the great folly, the Isambard line. Inside, beneath a desk covered in rusted levers, is a luggage trunk. Captains in dire need can borrow from the cash inside, but the custom dictates that they must later replenish it. Read the ledger. Hey, we can get, like, visions of heavens or sky stories. We need the sky stories. We got a vision of heaven. I don't even know how to use these things. The handwriting is poor but legible. Captain Chan deposited materials for hull repair to pay back their debt. There is a column for miscellaneous notes. The writing is blotched and smeared as if the writer has tried to wipe tears from the pages. What is legible speaks of a place as dark as sleep, as quiet as forgotten story. They barely escaped. They want to return. That's a little bit terrifying. We're going to leave the cash be, I think, because captain who takes from the cash must later replenish it. This may mean enemy aids enemy, rival scours rival. Better that than bad luck. I mean, we're okay for fuel and for supplies at the moment, so we're just going to leave. Because let's be honest, like, I am totally going to forget to come back here and replenish the damn thing. And then it might, like, do bad things later on, so I'm not going to even bother. I think to go northwest, I need to, like, go more west. I'm not very west. Let's go more this way. But anyway, I think that will do for this episode. I hope you enjoyed what's happened so far in Sunless Skies. Honestly, I'm really loving this game. The whole meeting the devils and like the devil's bits was just like absolutely fucking batshit crazy. I love it. So there's me. So I'm probably going to continue playing this. But anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll come back for more. But most of all, as always, I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Mwah!